How are you guys doing? This is Ryan. Welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, as Bitcoin hit its all-time high, and we just celebrated Bitcoin Pizza Day, I want to tell you how it looks like Bitcoin might fail. The thumbnail to this video kind of summarizes it pretty well. Just kind of bragging that to pay for your pizza in dollars and save your Bitcoin. And if you look behind me, you can't really see it well, but it explains it rather well that Bitcoin as a store of value in the long term, as that being its primary function, probably doesn't work. And actually doesn't. I don't know how they're going to resolve this issue, but Bitcoin is an electronic cash system. So you have this runway of inflation to get the chain really going, and like the subsidy of inflation will pay the miners, and until you can get enough adoption, then transactions will subsidize that fee. And what's been really scary in the past year for Bitcoin is that the price is high, but the mempool is empty, meaning transaction activity is not happening, meaning that something in the shorter time, luckily these problems are a little bit further out, but as this gets more understood, people aren't going to see Bitcoin as a long-term investment. So Bitcoin touting itself not being an electronic cash system and not being a proponent of that is a huge problem. So what's the solution for Bitcoin? Is it tail emissions? Do we just keep inflation going on? That has been talked about by some big personalities. I believe Peter Todd or Luke Jr. or that's a possible solution, is to keep inflation going on Bitcoin. But then that really ruins a lot of things, and that's not going to get consensus, and would create a lot of tension in the ecosystem. And then I guess shrinking the block size, which I've also heard, is a proposed idea, which I think is pretty insane as well. But that could potentially work, which would just make Bitcoin more difficult to use and create less people that could actually use it. And we need more buyers for the price to go up. So it just always needs more buyers. So right now Bitcoin is just looking for richer people to buy it. And it's trying to be something it wasn't built to be. It was built to be an electronic cash system. And I think this is huge opportunities for other coins that are trying to be cash coins. I think it's a huge, especially proof of work and the whole way Bitcoin is designed. And obviously, like Bitcoin Cash is like mirroring it, and nowhere near as successful in price because it is been hijacked, and it's believed now that it's a store of value, which in the long term ends very badly. But it's really cool to see that this other thing is going on with Bitcoin Cash, and that they were trying to build out all the tools to become electronic cash. And there's also Monero and Litecoin and all these other cash coins, Zcash, that are working on becoming fundamental cash coins. But I think BTC, if it really fails at this, these other coins are great and they do amazing things. But like the whole idea, it's like, oh my God, we got it wrong. This whole time we weren't buying the real Bitcoin, because the real Bitcoin is an electronic cash system, and that's how it works and is sustainable. And I always talk about the other features, but never talk about the real structure and how this is really problematic, because you're building something it wasn't designed to be. And if you change it further, if you create tail emissions, I don't think it's really Bitcoin anymore. If you have inflation in Bitcoin, how many people are really going to look at it and be like, yeah, that's Bitcoin? So anyways, that's my thoughts. Give me a shout, so I have someone calling me. Subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think down below. Is Bitcoin doomed to fail?